Came with propellers, imagine the imagery. Canvas with color and candor. I pray for my
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. And tonight our broadcast will be shifting to Minneapolis.
Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber. Hall of Fame sideline reporter is David Aldridge. And we're happy to have with us one of the great two-way players in the history of the game, Kevin Garnett. KG, welcome.
Thank you.
How's that headset feel? It feel pretty good?
Man,
like
this is, hey, I never knew, Kev. It's a great fit, bro.
Yeah, it's not too bad,
is this mine?
Yeah, it's yours, and you look good in it.
Thank you, bro.
So for the Lakers, their last game a win against.
How about the defensive adjustments in that one? Their communication was brilliant all night.
But they really worked well together. They trusted each other. That's how you get stops.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Kyle Kuzma is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Harden. Then it's Ingram. And it's Cantor in at the 5. Now here's Cousins. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And Kevin, terrific footwork. So critical for an elite big man to be great. It's like you can't be that big and that good and not have good footwork, right?
But you know what? Part of being that good is that you have, good footwork.
Yes.
A lot of the counters, a lot of the post work. You're opening up. You having to use the backboard. That's a certain way you got to open up to be able to get that shot off. If you're left-handed, you got to be able to do it both ways. It's very complex, but footwork is a big part of it. You have to have it. It's impeccable, and the ones that don't have the struggle.
Now here's Cousins, and it's in there.
Such a massive guy. Cousins is a wrecking ball on the glass.
Here's McCollum. He had 10 points in the win against Philadelphia. Higgins outside. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Harden against Mitchell. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. And Kevin, looking back at all the discussion and interviews over the years, you make a lot of analogies to food. Are you a foodie at heart?
Oh, my God. Kev, I am not a foodie.
Really?
Kev, I eat to live.
Well, you know about it.
I eat to live, but I don't want to fool you. I eat to live. Listen, sometimes I forget to eat. Is that bad? Is that bad?
Well, as hard as you work, there's probably a lot on your mind.
Man,
I can get that.
Listen, I like to... a big plate of food scares me, okay? And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to keep going on that analogy. A bunch of food I don't want to keep going on that one. Just know that I'm not a foodie. But when I explain things, I like to articulate things where people can understand it, so I use food right away.
Good way to connect the dots.
A little bit.
Yeah,
parallels in life and food are very similar, man.
Good. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. 4th spot held by the Lakers.
No doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. They are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
Now here's Ingram. 9 points last game out. Shot clock at 6. Second chance shot. Kicks it out to Harden. Fires for 3. Morris with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Shoots the 3. And it's Ingram with the rebound. The Lakers trail. Harden with it. Now defended by McCollum. And there's DeMarcus Cousins on the assist by Harden. And that's now 6 points for DeMarcus Cousins. 2 for 1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Mitchell kicks to Morris. Mitchell passes to Morris. On the wing, Wiggins. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Cantor. Another miss by Minnesota.
Wasted opportunity. That's a good chance right there for an easy 2 on the open jump.
2 points. That one goes. Kuzma's got his first 2 points of the night.
Man, he's superb at finding open teammates. Harden, I love how he looks to shed a rock.
Mitchell up top. And the rejection by Cousins. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timberwolves retain possession. Here's Nurkic. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Los Angeles on top. They lead by 3. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Ingram. Kyle Kuzma is out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Harden, and it's Cantor in at the center position. The Lakers in the lead. Kevin, it's not enough that you've got to manage a career which demands so much time and so much of your mental and physical being. I think managing a marriage, having a family while you're playing, that's a balancing act that not a lot of guys can pull off, but you have.
No, you have a professional life and then you have a personal life. I like to think that basketball is obviously my profession. I love to play. It has a business component to it that you got to obviously get some attention to. But then, when it comes to being personal, your family, your friends, you have to separate the two. I would learn very early in my early career that never bring basketball home, leave it on the court. One of the things I struggled with was losing and being able to leave it on the court.
That would have been tough for you in particular.
No, I'm just telling you, my first 5-6 years, I can honestly say, I've lost relationships, and the fact that I couldn't leave certain things on the floor.
Right.
And, I wasn't really good with that as a young man, and then it cost me some cool relationships. But I like to think that I learned from that. I like to think that I've applied the things that I've learned, and I was able to separate the two, which is very important.
Yes.
Got to have a distinction between the two.
Here's Ingram following the basket by C.J. McCollum. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, and for a guard, Harden does a ton of damage inside, especially how he gets these foul calls close to the basket.
Harden hits them both.
And as great of a free throw shooter as he is, it's still a part of his game. He works very hard at it.
Mitchell against Harden. Mitchell kicks to Morris. Back to Mitchell. Timberwolves passing it around. Morris, no good. Lakers leading by 3. 1:56 left in the first half of the game. Morris against Kuzma. And Cantor now top the key. They get it back. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Kuzma's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Masterful at timing, when to go after offensive rebound. Kuzma excels at getting the right position.
Inside, here's Nurkic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
KG, I want to give you a special thanks for joining us, helping us with the call tonight. You always have a seat at this table to broadcast any of our games.
Oh, man, thank you, man. I appreciate you letting me come through, man. It was an honor, man, seriously.
We'll do it again soon.
Let me know, man.
That's
Let me
KG.
know.
That's the great Kevin Garnett.
My dog.
And Chris, one of the things that's really cool, getting to watch KG develop as a player and now develop as an analyst.
Well, it's fun having gone through the position where KG is. I know that it's not as an easy transition as he's making it look, but he has knowledge of the game. He is definitely one of the best defenders of our era. He's a winner, and so it's great to hear his insight anytime you can. His scoring has not been there at all tonight. I mean, it tells you a lot about their team that they have the lead in.
In a wide open look for McCollum, knocks down the 3 ball. McCollum's got 5 now.
McCollum is incredibly dangerous from outside. Awesome at finding available spaces. He shoots it with ease.
And again, the Lakers no good. The Timberwolves have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Here's Mitchell. Hits the front of the rim and out. Ingram against McCollum. Ingram kicks to Harden. Will it go? And again, no good by the Lakers. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck and neck the entire period. They took control of the game in the second quarter, coming back to take a 2-point lead into the locker room with them. And Kenny, what did you... And that'll about...
We come back to Minnesota now with a striking look at the 10th Avenue Bridge, downtown Minneapolis, off in the distance. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. One of the stories here, Cousins getting it done.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
Donovan Mitchell is out there with C.J. McCollum. Then it's Wiggins. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Morris in at power forward. So that's who Tom Thibodeau starts the second half with. That shot wide open. Harden's got the game tied up here for Los Angeles. NBA rosters are turning over faster, it seems, these days. Chris, how much do former teammates know about defending one another? Or is it a non-issue?
Oh, no, it's more than a non-issue, Kevin. You were right in your assumption that, listen, if former teammates, they have a little more inside information. And you know why it matters? Because every day after practice, you know, the first thing guys do after they get their water, they play one-on-one. So you understand guys' tendencies. You learn how they get into a rhythm. We're all creatures of habit. Let's remember what Kevin Durant did. Remember how he came down on the same end of the floor in the finals and hit the same tough shot over the extended hand that he did? Well, if you notice, he did that on his crossover, that right to left setup. And so if you know him, you may know that he's going to do that. And also, you may know that he has a counter just in case. It allows you to keep your hand out the cookie jar, not to gamble. It gives you an educated guess on maybe what some of the greatest offensive players in the world are going to go to next to get that bucket. Any piece of information matters. And yeah, you've been practicing against them. That's a good thing.
Here's Morris. Following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. It's McCollum on the wing. Clock at 6. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
This was not what they had in mind coming out of the locker room at halftime. 4 shots so far and nothing to show for it. I mean, you talk about the mystique and allure of Los Angeles. The Lakers are undoubtedly the #1 show in LA. Truly one of the great franchises in the NBA.
And with the legacy and the history of the Los Angeles Lakers comes the pressure to win.
For the organization, they have to be the best. I mean, they have no qualms about going out and going to get a big-time free agent. The players up to the front office, everyone in LA feels the pressure to win.
Now, here is Morris. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Cullen passes to Mitchell. And the call will be against Yusuf Nurkic. That's foul number 2 for him.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
And so Cousins will bring it up for the Lakers. Since the second half started, they've only given up 3 points. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Mitchell outside. A pass to McCollum. We've got 1:28 left to play here in the third. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. Launches a 3. Some solid defense from Ingram.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
again, Los Angeles.
They lost their edge on D here in the second half. I mean, far too passive. They're not dictating the pace anymore.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. One of the stories here, Cousins getting it done.
There should only be one thing they're talking about in this timeout, trying to deny him the ball in the paint before he does any more damage.
And while we can, let's have a look at the 2K leaderboard to find out who have been the most efficient scorers in the NBA this month. Enes Kanter is second, DeMarcus Cousins third.
Both of these guys have been shooting with tremendous efficiency as the month has gone on. I don't know who's going to outdo who. And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Harden kicks to Ingram. Lets it go with a three. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist from Ingram. Ingram's got 3 assists tonight.
Oh, great ball movement there.
McCollum finds Wiggins. To the middle. Will it go? That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Nurkic.
And the touch Nurkic has inside. I mean, I love seeing him be aggressive and look to get his shot from there.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Harden surveying the D. To the inside, Ingram. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
That's just great work inside. Ingram showing the tool set.
Here's Mitchell. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. And on the court for the Lakers to start the 4th. We've got DeMarcus Cousins. Ingram is out there with Harden. Then there's Kyle Kuzma. And it's Kanter in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And Ingram, he's still getting his weight up. He's looking pretty strong that time.
C-Web, usually rookies take more threes as they grow in the NBA. That has not been the case for Brandon Ingram.
Well, Ingram went the opposite way, taking less threes. If you think about it, he focused more on slashing and mid-range shots, and I think it's worked for him. He settled less, and he took a big step forward in his offensive development because of it. Now, that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
Cousins, the pass to Ingram. Pass to Kuzma. And Kuzma slams it in.
Wow, you see how fast he got off the ground? I love whenever Kuzma rises up to throw it down.
McCollum outside. A little over a minute of the 4th quarter gone right now. Mitchell wide open. That fall. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got 4 assists in the game. Kanter against Nurkic. Harden outside. And the 3 off target.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
It's McCollum on the wing. Offensive rebound. And finished off by Nurkic.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive board.
Mitchell against Harden. Ingram outside. Out to the wing. Kuzma against Nurkic. High post try. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. They trail by 6. And he banks in the layup. Wiggins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
But he's showing you he wants to close this game out. That's an attitude that he brings and is appreciated by this team.
Harden, no good.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those two things that he possesses. Love the poise of McCollum. He looks comfortable shooting in crucial moments of the game.
They throw good, McCollum.
Well, that's big free throws from a player they depend on in those situations.
Timeout called the Lakers. They're in front by 1. 1:27 left in the game. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMarcus Cousins.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. And that has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
All right, thank you, David. Here's Mitchell. Brandon Ingram picking up that last bucket. Mitchell passes to Morris. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Guys separate themselves by how they perform in clutch situations. Give this man his props.
Harden outside.
He's got to find better looks, and he's never going to pull out that funk he's in tonight.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. And so both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
And that's big there. Once he got the opportunity to get to the line and take the lead, you have got to convert.
To the inside. It's good.
And this has been a clinic on what not to do defensively. Just atrocious.
And it's been the same on both sides. Guys getting wide open looks all day.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. McCollum kicks to Mitchell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
You had a foul to give there, but you'd rather not have it cost your team points.
He knocks down the clutch free throw. And so making both free throws, that'll give them the lead here.
Yeah, good job. When it's this close, the team that wins the free throw battle might win the game.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They trail by 1. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. .27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Harden kicks to Ingram. Pass to Cousins. Canner, high post. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Yeah, you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Two shots.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a 3-point game.
Forget about the pressure. He was perfect. No choice but to look for the 3.
A 3-pointer would be huge right now.
Yeah, they got to run a play designed to get an open look from deep.
And an intentional foul right there.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
He hits the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
And so the Timberwolves take the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin,